The Origins of Life, Chi Creation, Part 30. So, one of the things I wanted to discuss, like all the brain network in the ocean, how that's connected to the atmosphere. So anything in water which has got memory, which is connected to ocean, even through the air, that communication's there. The brain network of it knows it knows that information. So this is where your Akashic records are. It's like all the knowledge, all the experiences that happen in life. It's all recorded. It's all in memory in the water. You can't live without water. You can't experience without water. You've always got water inside you. So the same way that the ocean is a lens, like whether it's its surface or whether you're under the surface, it still can see it as a lens. It can still see through it. It's still got the experience of 3D interpretation of what it can see, feel, and experience, like spiritual as well. So the atmosphere is just like that as well. So in terms of like whatever you experience, you could replay it with all the information which is stored in the ocean, or the atmosphere, both. You could replay. Say you're playing golf, and I had a good shot, and I wanted to see it from a different angle. It exists already. It's the atmospheres are all around me. I can do it from any angle, any zoom in, whatever. You know what I mean? And re-experience it in the same way that I've got memory, and so how your memory, you know, I mean, it's not much different from that. I kind of think the ocean's got that more in a photographic sense. It's got the perfect imagery of it. It knows what happened. I don't think there's going to be any, like, you know, obviously your memory changes and all that kind of thing. It can, but that's like, you know, time's influencing your impression on things in the past and stuff like. I mean, to a certain degree. But but still, this is like, you know, say someone passes on, and if you felt that person's presence after they've passed away and stuff, then it's just using that lens of the atmosphere that spirit would connect with. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, they can manipulate that vibration of that atmosphere. So when you can smell the perfume, or they can, you know, lights will flicker, all these kind of things or whatever and stuff. But you'll feel the energetic frequency of that person as well. There's quite a few different things, you know, what other people's experiences and stuff like, and it's all relatable. So in terms of like psychic ability, like being able to use this lens to see, I don't know, beyond, like, you know, to see other side of the ocean. So I'm, you know, looking at America, say, in terms of like remote viewing, all that kind of thing, or just that psychic connection. If you want to communicate with somebody, that lens, it can be used for sound as well, you know. So, or any of the senses in that kind of way. So how it is connected to like your psychic ability, it's within it. It's like, you know, what the ocean experiences, what it's got. It's already there within it and stuff. So as we're like a micro of a macro, all that macro, it is us. So as we share that ability, then it's, you know, it's what it is. I just wanted to see colours, shapes, all these type of things. You see like the ribs. Glares up a little bit. It's quite orange from where I'm seeing it. It looks quite golden from my phone. So that's really orange as well. I don't know if it's coming up properly on my phone. But I like the line, especially. I mean, there's so many things. I mean, like the characteristics of all this, and we spoke about it in Reflections of Love and Light, giving it that personality. But I was kind of unaware of where we're going. You know what I mean? Or where it was going to lead in that kind of way. So seeing it again now, you know what I mean? It's like claws or bald eagles, and you know what I mean, all leaping out. It's like this spirit, personality within there, which is not just fantasy like thinking, it's actual what it is. You know what I mean? That personality and the aspects of face all comes from this. And so when you see like those moths with the psychedelic patterns, which have the face like imagery as well. The time lapse as well, so you get your straight lines, so you can see like the fur, it splashes out. Can I zoom in? No. I can't zoom in on that one either. I can't zoom in. Oh well, never mind. You can see like fur lines there as well in a sense. So it's just that little bit of what do you call it? It's not time lapse. I keep saying it wrong. Open exposure, overexposure. So you just get that little bit of it, and you can see trails, and it's like, you know, despite the time lapse, if the water separates, it's still got a line of time lapse, like how it connects and stuff. But when we see it separate, it's not separate. It's not really separated because it's all connected. It's still in the atmosphere, which is connected to the ocean. And then, you know, fur can molt as well. So you've got a relationship there of the tail of a tiger, or the fin of a whale. Bubbles in time lapse as well, because that's quite common on guppies. There's like, it gets a stretched pattern. A bit more at time lapse there. You can see there them patchy patterns, which is quite common, like on dogs and horses, etc. And then this particular curl, how it blows over, it's got that arch to it, and then it coils in, and then, you know, it gets trapped in there. It's forced into its shape. So we see the fish. We see the wall of a wave. It's rolled over, so it's hiding the black part of the wall. The crest of it is getting the sunlight, and then, like, you know, all that's rolling over. So all this is white where it's splashing, and we're seeing that shape. So We see it here as well. That's why it's the wrong way around. Maybe that way, because we've got that part going backwards. So you got that part going backwards, and then you got this ball, so like half it's hidden. That's the waves coming over. So that's the wall, which is all concaved, and this is convexing over. So that'll be coming over, but you can see it all there, the entire hole. Let's see how we've got rolling over, so it's all got the yellow sunlight catching onto it, and you've got this tail area. And we were speaking about it for eye, weren't we? And so now we're like seeing it for body at fish. It's getting half rough. It becomes white, so it's like it's not catching the sunlight, and it's catching sunlight there. That must be out of the way because it's at the bottom. As you can see that shape. You can see the roundness of it. A wave crashing over. You got line there. Is that like fit on the side of the fish? You had that colour then for a second. That's quite good whip. A strong bead of light, like a laser beam in a sense. And sometimes when you see it at ocean, it's kind of like so strong how it reflects that light. And it's only on crest, so it's like, it's probably the sun's over this way. It's catching there as well, but not in the cupping area. You see, you got the same thing going off. You see all white froth, roll up wave. I don't know if it's the younger ones. These are small, and so like, can I zoom in? No. That one, there's loads of orange at bottom. You can see a little bit of white there, a little bit white. There's loads of orange, loads of orange. When you go to the parents or adults, and this area is white. I mean, it's like that's still orange, and that's orange, but this part isn't. Where the rest of them are mainly all orange. I don't know if it's got to do with age. I mean, in one sense, like as that can be morning, so sun's rising, so everything's golden orange, and then in daytime, it might go like maybe as we get older and if we go back into the orange, like sunset kind of part of its life. So the sun's directly up, so it's not like causing the orange as much, but that's the signature of the fish, so it's, we do stay orange for over life and stuff, but I might be wrong. It might be just by chance that they're all orange and they've got the white parts. sparkle bits and stuff kind of thing, and blue and white areas and stuff, like add to it. It's a shame about glare. You can see all the sunlight catching on the head and stuff. So on this one, all across, and then it tumbles over here. You can't see it as well. It's a bit of a shame. You can see it decrease, but as I zoom in, the quality of it kind of decreases as well. But as I come out here, you can see it's all straight, and then it all folds down, and then it continues across there as well. So you can see it's folded over, and it's all the broken wave kind of froth and stuff. That looks fairly cool for wave. It's a shame because my phone doesn't pick it up as well. You know what I mean? When it's small. It's like there's a line of light in the horizon. And it's really difficult to get my phone to pick it up properly. It's a shame because I don't want to spend loads of time doing that. And that one was quite good. You get in like a bit of sunlight and distance in ocean waves. And you got these waves up front here. You can see gold and blue and white splashing. And then we're back to these. This is a white one now, blue-white. And you got this shape here. So we've got tadpoles, and you're seeing the same shape. And so sometimes it's like that as well. It depends. Sometimes it's rounded, and so you've got more of your round shape, so that kind of fits more in your seashell. And you've also got that which fits in with seashell. So we can see wave shape, but also the seashell shape, which you can see the wave shape in the seashell as well. The speckles. I imagine froth. And so you've got your lines here as well, and for like that part at wave. So you got your leaf line, and that light that comes underground. I've shown you it several times and stuff. What I was going to say about this, because this comes out. This is we spoke about it on what were it? Waves of Enlightenment, maybe one of those. How it's the water which comes out and splashes back, so you can see how it's connected to wave, which is the same for top as well. See another wave coming into it. Yeah, the development of them. Now it looks like the horseshoe crab as well. Some tadpoles are domed at top and flat at bottom. A toad tadpole is that one? Less a toad. So you get some more of them like that. You'll see. Waving, it's a bad picture. So like that, how it goes over. So you got like that water hump, like we've got what seashell we were showing, and that kind of protects what's underneath. So you got the roll up wave there, so you can see all the spin lines, the rib lines, and now it's protected underneath it. So it's got like a bulge of water which kind of goes over. And a little frog. So the full development of a tadpole, basically. And again, you can see the wall at wave there. So it follows that line. You've got the ball. So you can see on that fish of how that kind of fits in that place and stuff. So, like that bit iant frog. Which brings us back to this. And we've got this shape again. As you can see the eye, you can see the line. It depends which way it goes because it does go both ways. I'm not going to get to finish this episode. My phone's getting less time on it all the time. Eventually, it'll wipe loads off, and when you clear it all off and stuff. But another example, but this is from this side. So we've got the hump of it, and then you got the little bit. The other one's better. So like the roll of a wave, and it gets more complex. And so like all the detail becomes more sophisticated. It's like a roll. That's big there, so it goes smaller to that bit, and all your information, delicate, sensitive, all that kind of stuff goes there. And I've run out of time, so I'll catch up next time. Thank you. Cheers.